Hi, this is Ashley Mary Nunes.
And this is Lito Velasco.
And this is Jessica Cameron.
Hi, this is Natalie Montera.
Hi, this is Todd Nunes, the director and writer of All Through the House, and you are listening to Without Your Head Radio.
All right, we're back. Welcome to Without Your Head Horror Radio. I am Nasty Neely Jones, along with my right-hand man.
I think we agreed on Jittery John. How about that? Ooh, Jittery.
And I guess he's my left-hand man.
That would make me terrible, Troy.
Oh, man. I think yours changes every week.
Mine does?
Yeah.
I think I'm always terrible.
Really?
I'm continuously terrible.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. And joining us right off the bat, opening the show with us, Jessica Cameron. Want to welcome you to Without Your Head.
Hi, thank you. That'll be Jazzy Jessica since we're getting nicknames.
Oh, man.
I like it.
Yeah, she's playing right along. I like that. If anyone wants to
call...
if anyone wants to call in tonight there, John, what would the number be?
The number to dial is 508-644-8503.
All right, and you can ask her a question live on the show, but if you're too afraid, you can just post it in the chat room. And we'll ask it.
Come on now, you don't bite. I hope.
No. But
I might, but I have to find them first.
Oh, they'll definitely be calling it now.
Yeah, but I've heard you're mean with, like, the 6-inch stiletto heels, so that might have frightened some
I feel like my stilettos, it could have. And I have bitten back when necessary.
Now, you're actually, we're talking off air here, you're actually currently around an ice cream parlor?
I have added ice cream parlor in, like, northern Indiana. And it's this crazy ice cream shop where all the walls are this bubblegum pink and all the chairs are bubblegum pink and they've got chocolates painted dripping on all the walls.
Oh, man.
It's completely absurd. I love it.
So, what will you be ordering after the interview? These are the hard
I'm going to be ordering Polish sausage and onion rings because that's what they said was really good here.
Oh,
which is totally inappropriate considering I had like a bathing suit scene tomorrow, but I'm just saying, who cares?
Yeah, I don't blame you.
They could deal with it.
Now, you're
Picture in post.
Yeah, that's right. You're currently filming a project?
I am shooting Post-Mortem America 2021. This is just wrapping up shooting. They've been shooting off and on for, I believe, 2 years now. So tomorrow I get to work with Larry Lafferty, who I have been Facebooking. God love Facebook. You get to stay in touch with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to play the best bad guy, if that makes sense. I'm the nicest, sweetest of all the bad people.
Oh, okay.
I'm still a horrible person. I'm just not as horrible as everybody else.
All right. Do you have more fun playing the villain or the hero?
You know what? I really love to play the bad people. I really love playing extreme characters because you get to do things that you're never going to do. You know, I think I always look at it like, as far as the hero goes, you always try to make the best decisions. If I'm ever able to save a child from getting hit by a car, I would do that. But to do the bad, horrible things, I would always try hard not to do that in real life. So it's really, really great to be able to put yourself in those shoes and just do something ridiculously crazy that you will never do again. Mm-hmm. Just because, you know, the script calls for it.
Oh.
So getting to play like the bad girl or, you know, the evil one is always a great challenge because you don't know. That being said, I tend to get cast often as like the innocent good girl, which is also kind of, I'm somewhere in the middle. And depending upon who you ask, they always tell you otherwise, but I like to think of myself as somewhere in the middle. So even playing like the innocent good girl is entertaining simply because I'm not that innocent and I'm not that good.
I got you.
So I'm like, oh, that would be the right thing to do in that scenario. Good to know.
Now, I've actually read that you've always been a horror movie fan.
I've always loved horror movies. They've been my favorite genre ever since I'm Canadian. So in Canada, you were not allowed to rent horror films, at least not in the town that I lived in, without a parent signature until you were 16. So we used to have to find a friend whose parents would let us rent horror movies. And it's horrible, but we used to literally, like, find a token friend whose parents were, like, lax so that we could actually rent the movies that we wanted to rent because they wouldn't let us, and our parents wouldn't let us.
Uh-huh. Well, what were like...
I've always loved the actual act of being scared. I think it's great feeling.
Mm-hmm. What were some of the scariest ones when you were a kid?
The scariest ones, honestly, one of the ones that I remember that I loved, and I loved it because it was totally scary, but I loved the message behind it was the Wishmaster.
Oh, that's a good one.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I loved it because the message is, be careful what you wish for. And I remember so clearly one of my favorite scenes, which I actually had come to learn it was the very first scene shot. It's based on a djinn, and the djinn comes in and sort of words things to the people he's trying to manipulate or trick, and gets them to make a wish, and then he takes it to an extreme. So in the one scene that I will never forget, the retail clerk who's helping him buy an expensive suit says that she wishes she'd be beautiful forever, and he turns her into a mannequin.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that was so scary, and it's so true. I think it's a real life message. Be careful what you wish for. Because you never know if you take it to an extreme. And that being said, I loved Andrew Divoff. He's amazing, and he plays such an intense, scary villain, and he's so. At the time, I thought he was just the most handsome person ever, and I loved it. I loved it so much. So
I'm a little more impartial to the head blowing off scene where he shoots his head off. And he says, "If it's any consolation, that hurt like it."
Yes. See, and I've actually I've had a chance now to work with Andrew Divoff on The Dead Matter. So there was this moment of oh my God, the Wishmaster, because we were just it was a day that we weren't shooting, but he was eating an ice cream cone, and I just remember I'm don't stare at the Wishmaster eating an ice cream cone, Jessica, don't stare. But you can't help but you're oh my God, the Wishmaster is licking an ice cream cone. This is great, right? Because he still looks very much like the Wishmaster that he did back in the mid-90s.
Right. Did you ask him to
and
do
he's the nicest guy ever.
Did you ask him to do any lines from the film?
I did not. I try really hard not to bridge that line between, because when you're on set with these people, you need to be cool and not let them know that you're a huge fan.
Mm-hmm.
So you try to sort of hold it in.
I just mark out constantly. I'd be the biggest pain in the ass when it comes to that.
Well, I try really hard not to. It's hard. It's really, really hard. But the thing you have to remember, and it's funny because when you're actually around these people, not with Andy has not done this, but other people have, where they're once you're in the circle, they'll complain to you about how everybody wants them to say the couple lines that they're known for. You know what I mean? So when you're oh, I'm really glad I did not ask you to do that 2 weeks ago. You live and learn really quickly. But he was just the nicest guy in the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a pleasure, and I was enthralled. I was a very happy camper. And then I actually, when I auditioned for that movie, they put me in a room to read over the 6 pages of dialogue that they gave me. And the room is completely dark, and it's at the studio. It's at Precinct 13 Studios, which is Robert Kurtzman's company up in Crestline, Ohio. So you're surrounded by these horror artifacts, and it was the creepiest thing ever. Because you've got a severed body over here, a couple heads over here. You've got those big huge statues from Wishmaster. You've got some of those. You've got alien dead babies. You name it, it's going on. And then they're oh, by the way, you have 5 minutes to memorize 6 pages of that. Have fun.
All right. And just let everybody know, those were prop heads and body parts.
Oh, that gives me an idea for a movie.
Really?
Yeah, a makeup effects guy. He goes out and kills, and he can just lay body parts around his house. How about that? Will it work?
That's good thinking right there.
People love keeping them, too. All those props go somewhere. They're never thrown away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you'll wind up, if people who are in the horror film, you'll be going down to their basement and there's just, a severed head. So it's you're around the horror film community when.
Yeah. Have you got to do any, a lot of makeup in any of your movies?
I have. Actually, starting off with that one, I actually had so much fun on set. I play a featured victim in this huge scene. But I had so much fun. They're well, if you want, you can come back and be a zombie. We'll just have to make you look completely different. I was sure. And it was such a great set. So I came back, but because my character lived, they had to completely cover me head to toe, so they made me into burn victim zombie. So if you look at my Facebook page, there's photos. I look frightening. I look like I just got out of a car wreck. They put latex all over me to make my skin bubbly and gross. They put the jelly that's in donuts all through my hair, make it look like my scalp was peeling off. And keep in mind, I'm on a set with, I don't know how many, there were tons of zombies. There had to have been like 60, 70 zombies. Of all those zombies, when people saw me, they were scared. Nobody else. Just like with me, they took a step back. And I'm like, really? There's like 58 zombies next to me. So it was really, really surprising. And my friend who actually came to bring me coffee the one day, she walked right past me repeatedly, thinking that cannot be Jessica, because I looked so different. So it was a lot of fun, and it was more fun getting into it, because, you know, like, it's 2 hours I'm going to be talking. You know, the not so fun part is, like, you know, the 2.5 hours in the shower afterwards. You're like, why won't this latex come off? Why won't this toilet paper come off? And they use this, like, great stuff, like, to layer it's almost like a thin sheeting of plastic over your skin, and then they twist your skin to crackle it so it looks like the skin is peeling off.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool. Not the most comfortable thing you do with arm hair, let me tell you, though. Definitely a little bit painful, but it was a lot of fun. I really desperately, though, wanted, because this is in Mansfield, which is like an hour and a half north from where I live, and I really, really had to fight the urge to keep the makeup on and, like, explore at home. Because I thought, how funny would it be to, like, speed all the way home with the intention of getting pulled over and, like, say to the cop, I'm really sorry if it was a really bad accident back there. I thought they'd be the greatest thing ever, but then I was like, no, the producers will probably get upset with me.
Right. Now, also Tom Savini was in that movie.
Yeah, he was. He was really, really nice. It's funny because you see Tom everywhere. You go to a horror convention, he's there. You're on the set of a major horror movie. He was either there or asked to be there, or one of his students is there.
Mm-hmm.
That man is just huge.
I was just wondering, did any of his students do the special effects, the makeup?
I want to say that it was all of his students, although I'm not entirely sure. The special effect makeup was amazing, so I would assume that they were. Mm. They were just spectacular. And it was like the Precinct 13 guys. Yeah. And they're just, if you've ever seen their work, they are fantastic. And they just love what they do. It's a real pleasure on set. Sometimes like, if I'm bored or something, I'm in the area, I'll just stop by the studio on like a Friday night. You'll see all these people like doing special effects, like, you know, props or whatnot, like at, 1 in the morning on a Friday just because they can. They love it. And they'll be like drinking, the movie's playing, they're just chilling out, hanging out, making a bloody chopped up arm or whatever it is that they're making.
Right. Now, I always like to ask everybody, since you brought up zombies, do you have a preference between running zombies or shambling zombies?
No, I like running zombies. I like to know that they have a chance of, killing the people. Because I kind of feel like the zombies that don't run quickly, I'm like, I'll outrun you. You know what I mean? So really, just check the car and you're fine. Mm-hmm. But the ones that run, like in 28 Days Later now, those guys give me a problem. Mm. Those guys I'd have an issue with. Yeah. So I like to put myself in those shoes and be like, which is more challenging for me to get away from? And the ones who run so slowly, I'm like, there's cars, motorcycles. Yeah. I'll be good. Now, if the world ever does get turned over into zombies, I really hope they're slow. I do. Right. But for the purpose of film, I like them fast.
I kind of like the Billy Idol Dancing with Myself zombies. They climb up walls and stuff, kind of dance.
That's true. I forgot about that.
You know what I just saw? I just saw the movie Reefer Madness. And have you seen this? It's a musical. The one from 2005.
Yeah, I think she means isn't it a musical?
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
But they have zombies. They have zombies in musical numbers. It's pretty fantastic, let me tell you. I was like, oh my god, because I had no idea that it was going to have zombies in it.
I didn't know that either. I saw the original. I haven't seen the remake. I've just seen the original.
Oh, you need to see the remake, or see the remake. You can order it all over the place. It is hilarious. It's Kristen Bell and a couple other people that you're going to recognize. Neve Campbell's in it. Her brother is like the male lead, Alan Cummings. It is so funny. And there's like a great scene where like all these like prissy people, it's all black and white, they open up their wallets to show like the pictures of their children that are all pristine. So look, the one guy has like a football star and his son's like all dressed in football gear, and the other one's got like the little girl in like the long 50 skirt. And in the photos, they turn into zombies. It's awesome.
This sounds strange enough that I have to watch it now.
You have to watch it. It's really, really quite clever. And the whole pretense is like, to keep your kids away from drugs or else this is what will happen. But it's just really, really cool. And again, zombies, musical numbers, where has this been all my life? Why is there not more of this? Because it's wildly entertaining.
Yeah. Do you have any musical training? Could you, if they were to make another zombie musical, could you sing in it?
No, I could not. I'm actually like a horrible singer. But I would try. That would not stop me from auditioning. I like one of the things where I'm so bad they could like make fun of me, or else honestly they could lip sync me to somebody else. Like find me somebody that sounds like me singing.
Right.
But I'm actually really bad. And I actually, when I was a child, I wanted to be a singer. So in grade 2 and 3, I was in solo competitions, and I placed second twice in a row. And I said if I placed second the second time, if I didn't get first the second time, I was never going to sing again, and I have not.
No,
I was a pretty determined child. I was like, no more of this. If I can't be number one, I'm just going to let it go.
Now, did you always want to be an actress?
You know what? Funnily enough, I wanted to be an actor as a child, and I was a very analytical child. So I looked at all the actors, and I felt that I could do everything, except at the time I had horrible teeth. So I completely dismissed it. And then as I grew up in high school, to be quite frank, the theater students really annoyed me. They were largely obnoxious, and they weren't good. So I was like, well, I don't want to be a part of this group anyways. Yay for my teeth being bad. So I always found the creative aspect of, art class and everything to be the most challenging over, like, math and science. So I knew that I wanted to get into creative stuff. So I actually ended up taking fashion design instead. And then sure enough, I got hired at a company, and they felt I spoke too quickly. So the next thing I know, my boss is making me take classes to fix the issue, which is such a load of BS. She's like, just take acting classes. We'll convince them that it's true and talk slowly around those people that think too slow. And I did, and I really loved the acting classes. And my teacher was like, no, audition. And I started booking work with my bad teeth. So that's kind of just how it's come full circle.
Yeah. Now, I also saw...
And then I since got the teeth fixed.
What was that?
And then I have since gotten the teeth fixed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, teeth look nice on your Facebook page.
Mm-hmm. She got her grill fixed.
I did. I got my grill fixed.
Not that I'm just, spending all night looking at your pictures or anything.
Don't let him lie.
No, never. That'd be horrible.
Right.
Don't check out the ones on the IMDb because they're scandalous.
Oh, they're even better.
They were like ones where I had to, they're better. The ones on IMDb, some of them I had to I actually drove 9 hours to Canada to tell my parents face to face what I had done. Like, hey, Mom and Dad, we need to have a little conversation about your daughter's career as an actress.
Have they seen any of your movies?
They have. My mom particularly hates horror films, so she tends to just close her eyes and not pay attention to it, which is fine. So she's more like, let me know when you have some fruity romantic comedy coming out. So,
yeah.
But they support me. They're not quite into it, and that's okay. And even my mom, every time I'll call her, like, hey Mom, I got another gig, and she'll be like, you die in this one. I don't like watching you die. And I'll be like, okay, another one that you cannot watch. Well, my dad is really cool, and he's really supportive. So they both are. Even with the photos, they're like, you know what, Jessica, it's not like you were ever conservative to begin with. They're like, really? You're still wearing your underwear? It's fine. Like, thanks, Mom and Dad. And then they're like, but now you have to go tell Grandma. And I was like, oh no, you're not going to tell Grandma.
But I saw.
And my grandmother, she was pretty okay.
Yeah, she's alright with it.
Yeah, she was just like, well. Why didn't you just, couldn't you just put on a skirt? And I was like, you could, Grandma, but then the photo would be completely different. She's like, I don't understand what happened to your skirt. I'm like, well, Grandma, here's the thing about doing photos. Sometimes skirts just slip off. Magically.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother's just like, okay.
That's happened to me a few times.
I know that trillion skirt of yours, right?
Yeah.
Broke a lot of cameras.
407 area code. Who are you?
Hey, this is Nude. Y'all emailed me with some shit, so I'm just returning the goddamn call.
This is Nude. All right. We're actually talking to actress Jessica Cameron right now. Did you have a question?
Who?
Hi.
Hey, baby, how are you? Wait a minute, who are you again?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. these guys on Facebook.
Stay away from New Jack, Jessica. He's no good for you.
Oh,
listen, Jessica, if they talk bad about me, chances are whatever he say about me is probably true.
Is it? Awesome. Whatever they say about me is also true.
Well, hey, listen. Whatever they say about me is bad is probably true. So just be like, oh, okay. And then you go on Google, be like, oh, God. That nigga ain't got no sense. But no, I got this thing from somebody that says, what, WHWYH, Horror Radio, like, whatever the fuck. So yeah, I'm calling in. So if you don't want me to call in, don't send me this shit, okay?
Oh, you can call in and just if you had a question for her.
No, I don't have a question. Y'all send it to me. I didn't look at your number. You send it to me. So apparently you want to ask me a question.
All right. Well, you can also buy New Jack CD off our other website, inyourheadonline.com.
Okay, I'm sorry. Jessica, so what do you do? What kind of movies you do? What kind of
I'm an actress, and I tend to do a lot of horror films. Although I do have a couple that are not horror in the works, but right now it's all horror, pretty much. But I love horror, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah. You know what? I love horror too. So I'll make sure to look you up and check your stuff out. And
please do.
And I will. And honestly, next time y'all send me something, don't act surprised that I'm gonna call in because I'm fucking bored.
I believe that's your official warning.
All right. So Jessica, I wish you the best. I wish you the best in your career and your horror movies. And if you ever need a black guy that don't need makeup, look me up and call me.
Do you watch horror movies? There's always a black guy. Usually he opens the door first, but we can go get the ground.
Right now,
the blonde one's usually like the next to go, so don't worry.
Let me tell you something. Right now, I could probably be on Star Trek as one of the fucking Klingons that I make up.
I will keep that in mind and pass along your information.
You know,
all I have to do is email you a number, and I know that you'll call.
Well, listen, these without your head horror guys, whatever that shit is, they're on my Facebook because they wouldn't have sent me this shit. So and a lot of people don't expect me to call in, but you know what? When I do what I've been on the road, for like a week, and I just came home, and all of a sudden this shit pops up on my phone at 9:00. So I'm like, okay, if you don't want me to call in, then don't send me this. It to me. And Jessica, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but they know me. And anybody from that fucking
darling, don't worry. You are not putting me on the spot. We are good. Tell me about you.
Well, as long as we got to understand it, then, you just do what you do and good luck and in your career and the whole nine. And whoever the little white dude is, next time you need to warn your fucking host.
I'm sorry to disturb you tonight, New Jack.
Disturb me, man. It's all good. Just, next time you call me.
All right, man. We'll have you back on. See you, New Jack.
Good luck, baby.
All right, thanks.
Well, that was wildly entertaining.
All right.
Now we know. If it's from 407, let's just not answer now.
That was...
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Although we love New Jack. New Jack's the man.
No, I ain't got nothing bad to say about New Jack at all.
No.
I love the man.
Nice people never say bad things about New Jack.
Yeah, he's a good man. All right.
I agree.
Yeah. Where do we go from there? Oh, I also saw you got a new movie, Virgin Blood's coming out.
Yes, I've got a new movie, Virgin Blood. We actually are still shooting it. We're going to be shooting it this summer, but I'm really, really excited. It's with Mark Burchett. He's directing it. So it's a really, really great script, and we have, I think, a perfect cast lined up. I don't know if you've heard about the movie called Devil's Crossing, but the lead actor from that, Michael Sharp. And if you haven't checked out the Devil's Crossing trailer, it's a zombie western. I know. How could you go wrong with a zombie western? It is as good looking as it sounds. And, it's ridiculous, right? Who didn't think of this before? But Michael Sharp is going to play the bad guy, and I get to beat him up, so I'm really excited for that. And Nikki Crow is playing opposite me, so that's going to be exciting. She's gorgeous. And we actually all kind of met at a convention at the Dark Woods Con, and we all got along so well. So I had my fingers crossed that they would audition and make it through the rounds. And I don't know if do you guys know how how casting goes? Like, where you submit a headshot resume and then you send an audition and everybody talks and then you do a callback audition and all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's like a lengthier process than what most people know. It's not necessarily just look pretty and stand still and scream. For most of the time. Sometimes it is, but not all. But I was really excited when they both got cast. And I believe we have Stephen Jeffries and Amber Newman. Mm-hmm. So we've got some great people attached. And it's a good, campy, fun script. It's like Buffy and Catholic schoolgirl environment, which, how can you go wrong there? And I'm really excited because, I never get to do stunt training. So I actually get to do 2 weeks of, intense, 8-hour day stunt training.
Oh, that's cool.
Wild.
Yeah.
So
I really will be able to come and kick your ass in my sweater.
Now, are you playing a vampire or more of the Buffy character?
I play Maria, and I am the innocent 8-year-old virgin. So I am the good girl. Yeah. I know, but honestly, I kind of feel like this is a further stretch than the Batgirl was. Honestly, because I've got no frame of reference for this. I don't even know anyone knows an 18-year-old virgin. So, this is all out of my head. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and the people involved are so great. And we're shooting it in Ohio, which is fantastic, because I live in Ohio, and I never work in Ohio. I work everywhere else other than Ohio. Mm-hmm. So to be able to shoot it in Ohio is really, really fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I don't think this is New Jack calling back in. We got a 626 area code.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Dave Rita, Elf Twin Films, friend of both you guys. And I was just listening to the show and figured you guys could use a good question.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
So Jessica,
are you saying that we don't ask good questions here?
No, I was just saying after the last call, you guys actually use an actual question. I could be wrong, though.
Oh, go for it, Dave.
Don't get on New Jack's bad side, man. Don't do it.
I'm just ripping.
We have questions. Bring on the questions.
Well, being a horror director myself, I ask my actresses to do a lot of things. I never get the opportunity to ask an actress, So what do you, as an actress, when a director asks you to do horrible things, next to sex, dying on camera is a pretty vulnerable thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Is there anything really, do you feel like, does it matter having a female director or a male director to you? Does it matter? Do you feel less vulnerable? Do you feel more comfortable with a female directing you or a male directing you? That's what I've always wanted to ask. Does it matter?
Personally, no. For me, anyways, it doesn't matter because keep in mind, too, whenever you're on set, even when you're in a very vulnerable scene, you're never around, one person. There's, 15 or 20 people on set, and they're, old, young, male, female. So I think that sense of vulnerability is there regardless.
Right.
I will say how connected you are to the director can make a difference. The more I trust in the director, the more I know that they're going to work with me and help me, the more comfortable I am. So it's not so much the sex, it's more of the rapport that I have with the director. And in my experience, the best directors really do work closely with particularly their lead talent, to make sure that you have that rapport. And I always call it, I go to the dark place. So, if I have to die or cry or go into a panic attack or freak out or do any kind of extreme dark emotion, I have to make sure, I like to make sure that I'm surrounded by people that I trust, because it's a very vulnerable and awkward place, particularly for me, because I'm not, I dress like a girly girl, but I'm not a girly girl. You're never going to see me crying unless it's on screen, ever. It's just not in my repertoire. But obviously I have to go there a lot for horror films. So as long as I trust the director and I trust the people that I'm with, then we're going to make something awesome. But the sex, I got that less.
That's kind of what I feel like. It's all about trust. As long as you build a good rapport with your actors, then it should be all about trust. It shouldn't really matter. But do you think... I don't even know if I can ask this question.
Ask away. I'll give you the honest answer. Don't worry.
But do you, when you have to, in horror movies, it's just how it is. Sex sells. So do you feel like, when a male director is asking you to show a little more skin, is that a worse thing for you than a female director doing that? Or is it, again, the same thing where it doesn't matter because everyone's on set anyway and it's just the same thing?
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the sex at all. Usually that kind of thing, too, you know, like you don't usually get on set and they ask you to show anything more than we've already negotiated. So I'm pretty upfront and honest. Like, you know, if I get a script before I sign the paperwork, and I'll usually make sure that it's noted in the paperwork, like exactly what are you expecting. You know, and I'll talk with the director like, hey, you know, there's a sex scene in it. How are we shooting it? How much skin are we going to show? You know, is it going to be the case where I can wear the pasties or I can't wear the pasties? That kind of thing. So I'll make sure that we review it in detail, not just for me, but also so the director knows what he's getting at. And if I know, like, the one thing I don't like doing is...
I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, the one thing I don't like doing is if I do have a really, really intense sex scene, you know, let's try to... I definitely think it helps to clear the set as much as you can. Obviously, you need a makeup person, you need the sound guy, but, you know, you don't have to have, like, the 20 extras watching.
No, totally. No, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Clearing the set and making sure that there's somebody there to help is really helpful.
I have to clear the set, because just for me, I mean, what I think actors don't realize is it's just as uncomfortable for the director making you do this stuff, too, you know? It gets really uncomfortable for me to request these things, but, you know, if it's in the script or film calls for it, you got to do it. And so I just... Yeah, exactly. I just prefer to clear the set, you know, and have it, you know, I mean, like I said earlier, it's all about trust, one thing. And I think when you clear the set and you're making it incredibly as professional as you can, whether it be an independent film or a real film, studio film, keeping it, you know, keeping that trust there, keeping the least amount of people on set, I think just helps in all of that. As far, I mean, in terms of behind the camera as well as I would assume in front of the camera. Yes?
Yeah, I really think that that's exactly what it is. And again, it goes back to trust. And it goes back to, you know, asking the right questions beforehand. Because by all means, you know, if the director has a different opinion on what the scene should consist of, you know, that conversation needs to be had prior to getting on set. You know, because you need to make sure that everybody's on the same page. And, you know, that you have an open, you know, rapport. And I'm pretty professional. I think trying to stay professional is key. So, like, I had a bathtub scene with a wonderful actor for a short that I did, and in that scene, one of the gentlemen on set made a very inappropriate comment. So, you know, you kind of have several choices of how to handle the situation. So, I mean, you know, in my opinion, the most professional is, like, laugh it up and then bring it up to the director to say, hey, like, that was not cool. Obviously, if you say something at the time, you're going to halt the production, which you can't do. You need to do whatever it takes to keep going.
But generally, that guy would be...
You know, a very delicate situation. Exactly.
Right.
So, I mean, it's all about, like, keeping in mind, you know, being professional, doing what needs to be done, choosing to let go of the things that should be let go, like in this case, where I didn't make a big deal of it at the time, but I did address the concern after the fact to say, hey, look, that comment the guy made was completely inappropriate.
Right.
You know, just to make sure everyone's on the same page, and so that if you do have to do another scene with that group of people, that they're not going to repeat the same mistakes.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing is, I mean, yeah, you keep that professional thing going and you keep a good rapport. These same actors and team are going to get it to use again and again and again. That's how it works. So, especially for independent film, you know.
Now, I'll ask you, are you one of the directors that does a sex scene like the first day of shooting?
I'm sorry?
Can I ask you if you're a director who does the sex scene the first day of shooting?
Oh, would I do it the first day? Hell no.
Yes. Really?
No, I wouldn't. Save it up. Because there's a lot of tension. As a director, I love to make I'm kind of like Hitchcock. I believe my actors are cattle. You got to lead them. And I know you're an actress and you probably hate that, but it's true. And if I can affect your performance through making you feel tension and making you worry about that kind of scene, if it's going to help the movie, I'm going to do it. And generally also, I just don't want to worry about that first day. Especially first day, you're building relationships and all that, and people are going to see how you're going to work and all that. I would never do it first day, but that's how I do it.
Oh, I'd be doing it on the first day. Money up.
A lot of people do because they want to know that, like, well, because they don't want the reason why whenever I spoke to directors, because I had to come first day and do a sex scene with somebody I just met. So I will say you get to know them pretty closely. But
true. I mean,
it's a little bit of an awkward.
I could see where doing it first day would then, you would lose all inhibitions for the entire shoot for the rest of the shoot. You know what I mean? Because you'd be totally comfortable with that person forever, and I mean for the rest of the shoot. I could totally see that. But I guess it depends on the actual movie, how you want, or how the director would want the actors to be. If he wants them to be a little insecure with each other for the entire shoot, then I would hold it. But I guess it just depends on the actual film script.
Thank you for calling in, Dave. Have you guys?
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, you guys have.
And if I had to take my headshot and resume, email me, and I will make sure that you get my headshot and resume.
Dude, you're already on my page. What are you talking about?
Oh. Well, I have like 5,000 people on my Facebook. It's really hard to keep track of them all.
Right.
I love them all, though, but it's hard to keep track of everyone.
I'm the cool one on your page.
Noted.
All right, you guys. Take care. Love your show. Keep going. Support horror. Support independent horror. You guys rock. So.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling in.
Take care.
Thanks,
I think he was pretending. He's not really a director, is he?
I want you to come film the sex scene first right now.
But I do that. You know why? Because like the one director, they're like, well, we want to do this because we have full control. I'm like, well, what do you mean? And they're like, well, think about it. If we shoot you for like a week and a half on your like 3-week shoot, and then we have a sex scene, you could be like, no, I'm not going to do that, or I don't want to show that much, or whatnot. And what are we going to do? We can't scrap a week and a half of footage. Versus you show up on the first day and you don't do what we want, you're done. We're going to recast you.
I've never thought of something like that. That's
like
kind of
that.
interesting.
But everybody does it a little bit differently.
Yeah. Have you ever had any bad experiences with somebody who was trying to pretend to be a director or anything like that?
Yeah, I have. I've actually gone to like a first audition where they're like, we would like you to get naked. And they're like, what? and I don't know, and it gets even better. I was like, why am I supposed to be getting naked? And they're like, well, you see, we need to take pictures of your naked body because, well, our makeup artist needs to see if there's any birthmark that needs to be covered.
Oh.
And like, how do you agree to get pictures? I know, but I'm like, really? I'm like, that's the worst excuse ever. Yeah. I could come up with a better excuse, but I don't want to tell you that because then you'll be able to fool other people.
It wasn't Steven Seagal.
So, that happened. And I've been on set before where I got the set and you hear, I actually, this is kind of, the thing that bothered me about it was just, I drove 3.5 hours, and I had a commitment. I had to do a CD release party, so I didn't get home till like 1 o'clock. And then I had to be on the road at like 3:30, so to wake up at 2:30, I could be on the road at 3:30 to drive 3.5 hours to get set. And after 7 hours on set, over 7 hours, I tried to like murmur about a shower scene.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's no shower scene in my contract, not in any of the paperwork that I have. And of course, cut to in the early afternoon, the directors and the producers coming over to me going, oh, well, by the way, there's a shower scene. And I'm like, of course there is. So, I've had that happen, and it was actually by really professional people, which is part of the reason why I was so surprised.
Mm-hmm.
But, you learn to say, no, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Thanks. No, I'm not going to do that.
Well, I want to let everybody know, too, that you're actually up for an award, and everyone should go and vote for you right now, or you can wait till the interview's over. Or you can do both. I'm not sure. But you go to goldencobbawards.com, or you can go to bmoviecelebration.com. I think the link's on that page, too. And you're up for, I think I put best up-and-coming B-movie Scream Queen, but it's Rising B-Movie Actress.
Well, you'll be able to see me, and you'll see my name. I'm really excited, because this is like my first award. And, awards in this industry are so hard to get to begin with. So, and my mom has agreed to come and, hopefully see me win the award. So that'll be awesome because my mom is, up in Canada. So she's going to travel down for that. So the B-Movie Award this year is going to be awesome. I'm really excited just to attend the event. I had a blast last year.
Oh, you were there last year? You weren't up, though?
Oh, yeah. No, I was not nominated for anything.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I had said that. I was like, next year I'm going to win an award.
Yeah. When you found out you were up for it, what was the feeling like?
I was really excited. And you know what? A large part of it is just like setting. I'm a big fan of setting goals and doing whatever you can to achieve them. So, I had a really tumultuous year. We don't go that far back, but essentially, I left my career job of 5 years and what I went to school for to do acting full time because I love it. And it's what's inside of me to do. So it was a very tumultuous year, and it was just sort of like a sign that I was doing some things that were right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that I was working on the right quality of people, and that I had set a goal for myself last September when I attended the B-Movie Awards, and I was already achieving it. So it was kind of like, you can do anything if you put your mind to it and you go after it with all your heart and soul. So it was a very, very, very big moment for me just because it really does mean a lot. And my mom was just diagnosed with lung cancer. So the fact that she is going to get to, just yesterday, so she is going to get to see me win an award, hopefully, is something that is truly near and dear to my heart, because that obviously is something that I want to make sure that she gets the opportunity to see and be a part of, because she's been such a huge inspiration to me, and she's been such a support system. So I'm really excited that she's going to come down to Indiana in September and come with me and going to get to see me win my very first awards. And I have a big, huge master plan. I'm going to win two Golden Cob Awards. I want 3 Oscars and 1 Emmy.
Oh.
I want them all on one mantle. Because, if you look at the Golden Cobs, they're, absurd looking. They're fantastically absurd looking. They look like a corn on the cob. So I want them, on the same mantle with my Oscars and Emmy. Right, just because I think it'll keep them all in perspective. It'll keep them in line.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yes. And, again, that's GoldenCobAwards.com. We'll have the link right on the website, so you can just click on it. In case you can't spell, you can just click right on it.
Thank you.
Yeah. We've got Jose's calling in.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How's it going, Jessica? How you doing tonight?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing, Jose?
All right. I'll just get to the question. I don't know. Okay, because I'm looking at this whole your what do you call it? Facebook pro, and I was like, wow. I'm just curious. It's to me. I guess to most guys it'd be an obvious thing, but I'm just curious. What type of man are you attracted to? What's your I know.
You know what? I love men.
Okay.
I love men, and my friends, as of late, they have been really, really surprised because there's really no rhyme or reason. I'm a big fan of just, how sometimes you have sexual chemistry with people and you don't know where it comes from. Mm-hmm. So, there's really no, so long as they're taller than me, but I'm 5'4", so that's pretty easy to do.
I'm 5'5".
But they need to be taller than me. Hold on, you're safe by an inch. So if you're taller than me, but honestly, it's all about sexual chemistry. I love witty repartee, so they have to be intelligent. You need to be funny. That's really all there is to it. Looks-wise, honestly, the men that I dated in the last couple of years, as my friend could tell you, I've dated people that were, super, super buff. I've dated people that were considered overweight. I've dated people that were considered, were models. I've dated people who were, not ever going to be a model. So it's really, there's no rhyme or reason, and, honestly, the age goes from 21 to 49, so.
Wow.
There's really, I'm really inconsistent. I have no consistency. It's just sort of that when you meet somebody and you have that chemistry where you want to just, rip their clothing off, and there might not be a rhyme or reason. I don't care. I don't look for a reason. But I can be like, oh, well, here's why I'm attracted. Screw that. You either are or you're not. But it really drives my friends nuts because my friends, don't get it at all. And the ironic part is, if I go after a model, my friends will be like, oh, he's unattractive. Jessica, why are you wasting your time with him? I'll be like, but he's a model. And they're like, oh, no. And then, the guy that was overweight and just sort of kind of cute, they're like, oh, my gosh, he's so handsome. He's exactly who we want for you. I'm like, what? You guys don't make any sense any more than I do. It's really inconsistent.
Could I have your friend's phone numbers?
Passion. You need to have passion. Oh, of course I do. They're not all in committed relationships, though. They're not a lot of fun. No. I'm the one that keeps it spicy. But that being said, as long as you're smart and you have passion, I love passion. I need passion in my life. So it's important that anybody, whether you just be a friend or more, that you have a passion to and that you go after it. Because I think that's incredibly sexy to find somebody who's really going after what they want. It's
All right. Did that help you out, Jose?
That sure did. Thank you, guys, and Jessica, good luck with your career.
Thank you very much, honey. I hope you have a great night.
Thank you, you too, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man.
See you, Jose.
Later, man.
Let's see. We got Erkman here in the chat room. He wants to know, what was your experience like working on Waiting Fear?
Waiting Fear. Waiting Fear was an excellent experience. I got to work with another actor named Eric, who I had seen and heard about. It's always great whenever you meet people on Facebook and you meet them in real life after you've been friends with them for a year on Facebook. Right. Because they're I know you, but I don't. I've never met you. So I got to work with him, and it was a really interesting sci-fi script, and I got to play a really ridiculously random character named Moon. Mm-hmm. So I love playing these random, ridiculous characters. So she was definitely over the top, eccentric. So, and it was a fun project. It was very, very independent. so we didn't have caterers or anything like that. But it was a great set, and we all had a lot of fun. So, and Jason James, who directed it, is a great guy, a real sweetheart. He treated us so well, took great care of us. He is like the only director I ever worked with who was ahead of schedule, so figure that one out. But it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Lover of Beers here, he says, will you go out with Neil? What? Oh.
I think Neil lives a little far away, unfortunately.
Oh, all right.
Lame-o.
John's in West Virginia.
Proximity. No. I did not add proximity to that list of requirements.
All right. You also got another movie coming out, Mr. Hush. You want to explain to everybody what that's about?
Mm-hmm. Mr. Hush is a wonderful, sort of like the 80s horror movie style. It's a great movie that I just filmed in northern Pennsylvania. I filmed it like a month ago, and it was one of my best experiences ever. My co-star, Brad Lorraine, who is a stuntman. He was Michael Myers in Halloween Resurrection, or he was a stuntman. He's a Canadian stuntman. This was his really first chance to act, and he had the lead role, so figure that one out. But he was amazing. He blew me away. Of all my co-stars, he was one of my favorite people, but also one of the best actors. So he's really, like, he's been on sets for 20-some years as a stunt guy, and I swear, the whole time he must have just been sitting back and taking notes, because he was so good. And he was charming and witty. He was fantastic. And getting to star opposite him was really, really cool, because he is so knowledgeable. And this was like his first, lower budget experience, because I think the budget was, it was an independent project. It wasn't, a $400,000 million, studio feature. Mm-hmm. And like Brad has worked on like The Watchmen and all these other major films. So it was really interesting to see Brad in this environment because it was so foreign to him.
Yeah.
And we got to work with like Thomas Churchill, who did Emerging Past, which is the movie's coming out. So I'm really excited to see that. It's going to premiere in Indiana in July at the Monsterpalooza. And like his cameraman, Jack is like this crazy 26-year-old camera guy who can do things with a Red that I never thought anyone would ever do. A Red is like a really expensive camera. And like we watched as he like climb through, all these like slippery rocks in the middle of this lake just to get a shot. And we're like all holding our breath. We're like, oh my gosh, do not drop the camera. So it was a really, really fun project. And Ed Young got to do something horrible to me. Horrible. But he was a lot of fun to work with.
Do tell.
We need the details.
You're gonna have to watch the movie, but he does something. He tortures me, and it's pretty good. And honestly, it's one of the only times I nearly threw up when I saw the footage playback. I couldn't watch all of it because it was too much. It looked too real. The props and the special effects that they used looked so real, it made me sick to my stomach. And I can watch anything and not get sick to my stomach. But the fact that it was me and it looked that real, it was almost like an out-of-body experience. I literally turned around and started gagging. And I was like, oh my gosh, no more. So that being said, it was a great time. We had so much fun on set. You want to talk about a fun set. And people got tattoos on their hands. And I couldn't be a part of it because I'm an actress, so, I try not to mark myself permanently yet. Mm-hmm. But it was really one of those things where I was like, oh, I've never wanted a tattoo so much in my life because everyone except me got matching tattoos.
Yeah.
So one day, I will get that tattoo.
What was the matching tattoo?
They all got stacked paper on their hands.
I see that.
Really a dollar sign is the S.
I didn't know what I didn't know what
that means show me the money.
Oh, okay.
Because I always like, like in between sets, or like if we have like a 2-hour break, I like because I always have, I'm a big fan of saying, particularly as an actress, but really anybody in this industry, it's not enough to have your next 2 gigs lined up. You need to have your next 10. So I'm a big fan of that. So, between sets and everything, I would be like, lining it up, setting it up, figuring out what I wanted to do, dealing with contract negotiations and whatnot. So it kind of became this like ongoing joke. So camera guy already had it, and it was like, hey, she's just stacking the paper. So when you see stacked paper, it's one of those guys writing it on their Facebook page, and that's like the inside joke. And they were so supportive. They're like, go at it, go get it, take this with you. And I was like, well, you have to, it's not enough to have, I'm on a film set, it's a great experience, but, where's my 8th gig? Where's my 9th gig? What am I doing 4 months from now?
Yeah. Is there any horror director?
It was a great experience.
Is there any horror director that you haven't worked with that you like to work with?
Robert Kurtzman, who did The Wishmaster.
Oh, okay.
And I actually saw Deadly Impact. So if he does more than just horror. But he did Deadly Impact, which was amazing. It had an opening scene that took my breath away. So he is on my list. And he owns, like, Precinct 13 Studios. Like, I know him. I've just never worked with him. So I want to be directed by him really, really badly. Tony Randall, who I actually just found out today. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyways because that's how this is going to work.
Uh-huh.
I have been approached to do one of the lead roles in his next feature film.
Oh.
So I'm obviously going to accept that because it's Tony freaking Randall. So if you don't know Tony, he did like the Hellraiser 2 and a whole bunch of other films, and it's actually being written by the Hellraiser 2 writer. So I'm like crazy excited.
Oh, awesome.
But Eli Roth is on that list. I really want to work with Eli. So fingers crossed something will come up because I love him. I find him so intense and so fierce. The Gray Brothers, who are getting a lot of publicity, Eli Roth, you don't like him?
Nah, I don't like that dude.
No.
Nah.
See, I love his movies. I just found I loved it. I don't know.
No, I'm more like...
I like his movies. I like his whole attitude. He's got this, like, very much, like, screw you attitude, which I totally respect.
Yeah. Pancakes.
Who should I work with? I should ask you. What director should I be actively pursuing? And if you have their email address, please feel free to
You need to be gunning for, like, a John Carpenter. You need to do that. He's classic. He's a little creepy looking, but he's classic.
John Carpenter, set it up. Let's make it happen.
We're going to call him up right now.
Let's call him up. George Romero?
Do you have a cell phone number?
No.
Romero, I would love to. I actually did give him my headshot and resume at the last convention. I was like, I realize you're probably going to trash this, but I have to give it to you because I want to work with you.
Yeah.
And he told me he wouldn't, but you never know.
For younger directors, I really like Adam Green's movies, Hatchet, Spiral.
Yeah. That would be it.
Yes, and Adam Green, I actually stalked him on, God bless Facebook. What did I do before Facebook? I did. I sent him my headshot and resume because he's on my list as well. Because Hatchet was such a well-done independent film.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, so well done. It was
Did you see
really,
Spiral's really good, too.
I have it. I should go see that one next.
Yeah, that one's good. But, yeah, Hatchet's a really good movie, and he was one of the first guys to come on the show. He's a really good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Well, put in a good word for me, dude. Pass along my info.
All right. And he likes his picture, too. I think he has it up on his site. But let's see. We get a 618 area code. Who is this?
Hey, this is Eric Williams. How's it going?
Eric.
Can you hear me?
Eric, honey, how are you?
What's up?
You got a
Can you
question?
guys hear me?
This was my co-star from Waiting Fear.
Oh.
Indeed.
Good.
Yeah, that's Earthman 27 is me. I had to get in a shameless plug, you know. Gotta have the shameless plug. How you doing, guys? How's it going, Jessica?
Doing pretty good.
I'm doing very well, honey. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Has the director ever asked you to do a nude scene on the first day?
What's on your? Oh, you were asking Eric.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
I just want to know his thought on it.
You asking me? Yeah, I get asked that constantly. It's really irritating. I mean, you know, I don't mind nipple shots, but you know, I look like Chewbacca down there. I don't think anybody wants to see that, but they keep asking for it. So what am I supposed to do? I just say yes. I mean, I'm making the money. You know, why not?
I'll have you strip down for an audition. I did.
Yeah.
We decided to audition for this film, and they called for us to be a couple who were, like, in the water skinny dipping. And I was like, so, Eric, I had this crazy idea.
Yep.
True story. I know this actually happened in our hotel room. I swear to God. Here's how I think we should do it. We should, like, make it look like we were soaking wet and, like, shoot it from my chest up, right? So it looks like we're, you know, naked. And you have to take off your shirt, so go.
Well, I mean, it was your idea. I wasn't going to say no. You know, I mean... yeah. You know, and I think the director enjoyed the audition. I mean, you know, I would have.
Fingers crossed.
So good idea.
Did you have a question, Eric?
No, not really.
Right.
I just wanted to stop.
Yeah. All right. We can deal with that. But thanks for calling in, Eric.
Have fun, guys.
Thanks, man.
I think Eric was calling in from the moon. He was like a lunar lander or something.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, letting everybody know again, go to goldencobbawards.com, vote for Jessica. She needs a golden corn cob on her mantle.
I do. It's not even golden. It's actually like painted to look like corn.
Oh, it's
in my opinion, makes it better. You know, when I win 2, I'll paint 1 gold.
Yeah. Sounds like good stuff. We don't have
so
any
that's my goal. It's like next year I want to win the Scream Queen.
Was that?
Next year I want to win the Golden Cob for the Scream Queen.
All right. Have you been? Do you practice your scream, or do you have like a natural scream?
I don't. I actually just have a natural scream, and I never realized it was actually when I first moved to Ohio. I moved down here with a couple girls, and one day we were in the car, and one of the girls, you know, we were lost in Ohio because we always would get lost. One of the girls, as we were lost, was like, I have a really good horror movie scream, and she screamed in the car. And then the next girl screamed, and they're like, well, it's your turn. And I was like, I don't know, I've never done, okay. And I screamed, and they like had to pull the car over. And they were like, oh, I guess I'm pretty good. And then like when I was doing the Dead Matter, they had me scream. And by the time I was done screaming, all the 4 men in the room, the director, the producer, executive producer, and UP, were all like on their feet clapping. And they said it was the greatest horror movie scream they'd ever heard in person or on camera.
Oh, man. That must have made you feel proud.
Yeah. I was like, score. My parents will be so happy. And like, I hardly ever get to scream. And, like, some of the things I have screamed, I had to cut it out because it didn't, like, fit sense of the plot. They were just like, let's have her scream. But that's my plan of attack. If I ever meet Quentin Tarantino, I'm just going to, like, go up to him and, like, scream my ass off and hope he'll catch me. Right. So I figure that's how to make a message without having much time.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure that's the best approach to make, but I don't know. Maybe you're better than me. I don't know.
But think about who else does that. Nobody. I'll stand out.
Maybe not in a good way, though.
True.
Lover of Beers, who wants to know what's your favorite slasher movies from the 80s and why?
Ooh, favorite slasher movie from the 80s. That's a hard one. One that comes to mind that I really, really loved was the Chucky series.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that's so cheesy, but I love it because it's cheesy. Mm-hmm. You know, it's so absurd, you know, and at the time, like when I was a child, you know, it was kind of scary. Just that evil child. And nowadays, like, again, it's kind of like the whole I can, you know, get away from zombies that walk slowly. I'm like, I just kicked Chucky. But I really do think it was quite original and fresh at the time, and I really, really liked how psycho they made him, and I really, really, really liked how, like, vicious this little doll was. Mm-hmm. So I have to go Chucky. Like I said, I still like Chucky to this day. If I see it on TV, I watch it, because I can't help myself.
That's one of the few they haven't remade yet.
Oh, don't even give them that idea.
I'm sure.
Because you know it's inevitable.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're probably already remaking it.
Bride of Chucky was good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I liked how it was fresh to me. It felt fresh, or you know, somewhat fresh.
Yeah, it was kind of like.
And it was definitely different.
Yeah, it was kind of like H2O kind of rebooted the Halloween series, and Bride of Chucky was a lot better than the sequels to like 2 and 3.
Well, do you remember like all the hoopla at the time? There were like some kids that there were some kids that committed crimes saying that the doll made them do it, and it was like copycat crimes. And I remember all the publicity around that and thinking it was ridiculous at like the age of 6. Yeah. I was like, please, this doll can't make you actually kill anybody.
No, if it, you'd have to have some problems anyway if you were. You're probably not all there to begin with if you're listening to your doll to go kill somebody.
Exactly, it's over. You might not have gone the memo, but it's so over.
What's your URL for your Facebook?
I honestly don't know. Just Cameron.
Yeah, they can just go and type that in and find you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or currently I'm at my friend limit, but I'm going to make a second page and just not tell them. Shh.
All right, and we won't tell them.
Because Facebook caps you at a limit. And they're like, we'll make a fan page. But I have a fan page. I just think the fan page is, you know, it's obnoxious having a fan page. I mean, I have one, but I acknowledge the fact that it's totally obnoxious.
Yeah, I understand. It's like, don't add me, become a fan of me. Kind of sounds
exactly.
like an ego, right? And it's not your fault. It's just it's the limits that Facebook puts on.
I wrote them too, but I never heard back.
Yeah. Well,
they have the whole thing that you should only be friends with people who actually know. What's that about?
Yeah, who wants to do that? You can't promote your stuff to people who already know you.
Mm-hmm.
When how are you supposed to make new friends?
Exactly.
So, like, one of the things I love about Facebook is, like, you know, like, I usually still meet these people, But I'll meet them on Facebook first, and then I meet them later on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
meet
it's kind of
all
cool
around the
that
world.
way.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
But, well, we should let you get to your sausage, peppers, and onions. That was what you were
Well, it was
getting,
a pleasure talking with you.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Are you going to get anything for dessert? Any ice cream?
I'm not really in an ice cream mood.
All right.
I might. It's probably like all this like chocolate dripping down the walls. So it's like a little bit excessive.
Yeah. All right. Well, we thank you for coming on tonight. Hope you have
Definitely,
fun.
it was my pleasure. Let me know if you ever want to have me on again. I love doing these. You guys are a lot of fun.
All right, cool. We skip you for a second?
Hey, this is Andrew Cash, co-director of Never Sleep Again, the Elm Street Legacy, and you are listening to WithoutYourHead.com.